Hey everybody, big day today, ramp test time. Time to assess our fitness, see what our FTP is, figure out what our training zones are going to be for this coming base season. It is mid-December. I'm in the Northern Hemisphere. It means winter time, means base training is going to get kicked off. It's cold outside. I ride in the cold, but man, it's not comfortable. Every morning's 32 to 38 degrees. Nobody likes that. It's just not fun. So I will spend a significant amount of time indoors, as I did last winter, on the trainer. As you can see on your screen in the bottom left corner, I'm using Trainerroad. So Trainerroad is providing the ramp test I'm taking. I'm going to start into sweet spot base low volume 1 immediately following this ramp test. So let's talk about the ramp test. Ramp test is just that. It is a test that ramps upward. Trainerroad has you start with an easy 5-minute warm-up. It's not strenuous at all. And then in 1-minute increments, you keep stepping the power up and up and up and up until you can no longer pedal. It takes all the guesswork out of it. You as the cyclist, you as the athlete, don't even have to think about it. All you do is pedal. So that means erg mode. Erg mode is the only way to go, in my opinion, for a ramp test. You're not pacing yourself in any way like you would in a 20-minute or a 60-minute full-blown FTP assessment. So with the ramp test, you put it in erg mode. If you don't know erg mode is where the trainer is being controlled by the program. It is providing the appropriate amount of resistance. You simply turn the pedals. So long as you turn the pedals, you'll do the prescribed power. So in the bottom left corner, you'll see the target power that I'm trying to target, and you'll see the power I'm actually performing at. And so the target's there at 115. Trainer is being told, hold 115. I just pedal. It's that simple. So at the end of this 5-minute warm-up, we're going to ramp up. This test does not get difficult very soon. The first 10, even up to 15 minutes, let's say, are probably going to be pretty easy if you have a remotely reasonable estimate of where you're starting at. And then, you got to learn to push yourself in this. You're going to get into the hurt locker late in the test. You're going to spend a few minutes hurting. You're going to spend a few minutes above your FTP, VO2 max, into the anaerobic area even. And then what happens behind the scenes is the program takes your last or best 1 minute of power and multiplies that by 0.75, and that's your FTP estimate. So 3/4 of your best 1 minute. So you don't need to complete an entire block. Just think, if it clicks over to the next block or next interval, if you will, and you do 10 seconds, 15 seconds of it, that counts. It'll take the 45 seconds from the previous one plus the 15 seconds from this one, average it out, and then multiply it by 0.75. You keep turning those pedals until you can't anymore. So this is, light spinning here. We are going to take just a second here. We're going to speed this up, get you into the part where it gets interesting, where it gets spicy, if you will. So let's fast forward a little bit and get up to the part where we start to hurt, and we're jumping forward quick. So you got to dig deep. The end of the test here, as you'll see in a few minutes, it can be a little brutal, sure. A large part of that is mental, and you got to be strong mentally. I set small milestones for myself, if you will, as I'm going. You can do 15 more seconds, and when I complete those 15 more seconds, I tell myself, oh, that wasn't so bad. You got 15 more. Anybody can do something uncomfortable for 15 more seconds. And so I'm constantly giving myself these little carrots, if you will, out there, these little time extensions to keep myself turning the pedals. And at the end, I don't have a choice. When I quit pedaling, I am fully gassed. I am fully exhausted, which is what you're supposed to do with the test. You're supposed to go until full exhaustion. So here we go. We'll catch back up with myself in real time, and you can tell I'm sweating here. I'm working. I'm at 15 and a half minutes. We're now doing 281. Like I said, that was my old FTP. I'm guessing that 260 is going to be the new FTP. So this is probably a couple percent, maybe 105% of what I think my FTP is. So it's starting to feel like work at this point in time. Um, you know, at the end of this with their FTP score, we're gonna take that. We're gonna set our zones. I think in terms of a 7-zone system. Zone 1 being recovery, zone 2 being my endurance zone, zone 3 being the tempo zone, 4 being threshold, 5 being the VO2 max, zone 6 being anaerobic, and zone 7 being a full-on neuromuscular. And those are the zones that I've just been introduced to through using Trainerroad. That's where that comes from. Full credit to those guys. But this will provide me the data, the power number to set those zones. So I know what to do when I'm training. I know what it feels like, when my FTP is 280, what 200 watts feels like, and what 150 feels like, and what 270 feels like. And it becomes real critical right at or near FTP. Small changes right around 5 to 10% there, it makes a really, really big deal. Boy, yeah, I can tell. My shoulders are rocking here now. Look at this. I'm starting to breathe heavy through my mouth. We're talking 311 watts. I know for some of you guys this isn't much, but for me this is that's a demanding effort, and we're all at different places with our fitness. For some of you, this may be a walk in the park, and you're not hurting like this until you're at 450, maybe even 500 watts. Some of you, this is well beyond what you could even do now. But this is where you got to start being tough, and this is where you got to talk yourself into continuing to pedal. And every second counts, every ounce counts. So, little tip here on Trainerroad and the ramp test. I have an FTP, although my last good test was a 281. I had done a test a few days earlier where I scored 251, and I felt like it was a really bad, really off day. And I didn't kind of believe that 251 score. I decided here 3-4 days later to retest. I didn't feel it was an accurate assessment of my fitness. And so this test is based on a current FTP of 251 in Trainerroad. If you have your FTP already set in Trainerroad, at the 19.5-minute mark of the ramp test, if you quit right then and there, your FTP will not change. If you quit a little earlier than 19.5 minutes, say at 18.5 or 19 even, your FTP score will be a little bit lower, which also means if you go beyond 19.5, your FTP will be higher. So as I'm hitting 19 minutes here, I'm thinking, boy, 30 more seconds, and my intuition was right. The 251 I scored a few days ago when I just wasn't feeling quite right was probably not a good test day for me. I'm glad I retested. I'm glad I'm going through all this pain and suffering right now that I'm going through, and spinning my feet on this bike. And here we go, 19.5 minutes. So now it's a matter of how long and how far can I dig and keep digging and increase this FTP score. It's a double-edged sword. You score well on the FTP, the ensuing workouts are going to be torturous. They're going to be difficult. They're going to be painful potentially. Not so much your endurance workouts, but when you do VO2 max and threshold, you start getting 15-20 minute threshold efforts in, and having an FTP just a mere 10 watts higher means those efforts become incredibly difficult to do for another 10, 20, 30 seconds, you know? So here we are. I'm digging for everything I've got. This is the end of it. You know, I'm in pain right now. My form is falling apart. You can't see. I mean, these are deep, big belly breaths and digging every last second I possibly can out of this 356 watts. I am pushing for all I've got, everything I've got. And oh man, how long do I hold on? I can't even remember going this long. Oh, the wheels are falling off, guys. Look at it. It's not even voluntary anymore. It is. Oh, I made the 21-minute mark. I didn't even remember doing this. There you go. Wow. I can't. There. So about 21 minutes and 10 seconds. And boom. There you go. It tells you your test is complete. I don't know what to do. I'm lost. Do I lay on the handlebars? Do I sit up? I don't know what to do. I mean, I am beside myself. So I feel like I scored well. I tested well. It felt like I really, really went to exhaustion. And there you have it. End results at 268. I'll take it. I am happy with it. Hey guys, help me out. Like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. Thanks.